Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Here I'm going to be starting a new series where I go through all the days of Advent of Code 2017. So if you don't know, there's a website called adventofcode.com and they have many years, and right now I'm doing 2017. And so I'm just going to go through all of them and show how I would solve them, and maybe you could learn a little from it, because I feel like some people might get stuck. So we're starting off with day 1, and it says, the night before Christmas, one of Santa's elves calls you in a panic. The printer's broken. We can't print the naughty or nice list. By the time you make it to sub-basement 17, there are only a few minutes until midnight. We have a big problem, she says. There must be almost 50 bugs in this system, but nothing else can print the list. Stand in the square quick. There's no time to explain. If you can convince them to pay you in stars, you'll be able to. And then she pulls the lever and the world goes blurry. When your eyes can focus again, everything seems a lot more pixelated than before. She must have sent you inside the computer. You check the system clock. 25 milliseconds until midnight. With that much time, you should be able to collect all 50 stars by December 25th. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each millisecond, in the Advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. And each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck! You're standing in one room with digitation quarantine written in LEDs along one wall. The only door is locked, but it includes a small interface. It says restricted area. Strictly no digitized users allowed. It goes on to explain that you may only leave by solving a CAPTCHA to prove you're not a human. Apparently, you only get 1 millisecond to solve the CAPTCHA. Too fast for a normal human, but it feels like hours to you. The CAPTCHA requires you to review a sequence of digits, your puzzle input, and find the sum of all digits that match the next digit in the list. The list is circular, so the digit after the last digit is the first digit in the list. Oh, it's kind of confusing. For example, 1122 produces a sum of 3, and in parentheses they have 1 plus 2. And the answer and the reason for that is because the first digit 1 matches the second digit, and the third digit 2 matches the fourth digit. 1111 produces 4 because each digit, all ones, match the next digit. 1234 produces 0 because no digit matches the next. That makes sense. 91212129 produces 9 because the only digit that matches the next one is the last digit, 9. Well, that makes sense. What is the solution to your CAPTCHA? And here they're asking that I have to identify myself with one of these services. Alright, so I've logged in, and with this account I've actually already entered in a few answers already, but I'm still going to show how to get the answer. So let's start working on this. Copy over these examples. I'll make a new file, call it day1.1.js. Paste this in, comment out the answer. We're going to call this function CAPTCHA. So now let's actually write the function. It's going to take a variable number. First step is to turn the number into a string. So we say number to string. The next step is to turn the string into an array. So we say array equals string split, and we want to split on every character. So we pass in a blank string. Then we want to loop through each item in the array, each digit in this number. So we say array.for each. And then in here we're going to have a function. We're going to need the item and the index and the block of code, like that. Also, do not forget to add variable keyword here. We're also going to need another variable called sum. We'll just set that to 0. And inside here, we're going to change sum. We're going to say sum plus item. And this item is actually a string with 1 character. So we're going to have to say, use the parse int function, but we only want to add to the sum, if a condition is met. So we're going to have to put this inside of an if statement. And the condition is if the current number, which is item, if the current number matches the next number, which is array index. If we just leave it at index, it's the current item, so we're saying if the item matches the current item, but that's not what we want to say. We want to say if the item matches the next item, so we say +1. If the current item matches the next item, then change the sum, and that should give us the correct answer. And then at the end of this function, we want to print out the sum. So if we go over here and run it by saying node day11.js, we get 3300. Correct, correct, wrong, wrong. So the first example is correct, and the third example is correct, but the second and fourth are wrong. So we have to solve the circular array part of this problem, and the simplest way to do that is by saying index +1 modulus array.length. And if you're going to use modulus, you have to think of order operations and use parentheses here. So if we try that, we should get 3409. 3409. That's what we expected, which means this problem is almost solved. We just have to put in the number that they gave us. So I copy that over from this page into here, retry, see what the answer is, and I get 0. That's very strange. Not sure why. So I'm gonna go step by step and debug this, because I'm pretty sure the answer is not 0. Console log num. First, let's hide the result that gets printed, and let's just print out the thing that we pass in. Try that again. Ah, look at this. It seems like the number we are passing in is too big, and JavaScript just thinks I can't represent this. I'm just gonna call it infinity. And so it doesn't know how to handle this number. You could probably download some module to handle big numbers like this, but instead we're just gonna make our input a string. So instead of passing integers in, we're gonna be passing strings, and that should fix the problem. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, so as you can see, the number is actually being passed in correctly now, which means I think we could get rid of this first step of converting the number to a string because it's already being passed in as a string. Also updated these so they all say correct. So let's try this now with that small edit. String is not defined. Right. Forgot to change the name of the parameter, and that should fix it. We're passing in a string, and we're going to split it on every character and save it into an array, declare a sum, and also remember to uncomment out the printing of the sum. So if I save all that, clear the screen, run it again, and we get 34091031. So it says my answer is 1031, and if I go over here, I see that that is the correct answer. This problem is solved. Now you could improve this function a little bit by removing this extra step inside of this loop where you run modulus every time, even though you'd only need it when you reach the last number of the array, or the last item in the array. It's almost unnecessary except when we reach the last item. Another solution for this problem would be, before turning string into an array, reassign string and just say the entire string plus the first thing plus the first character in that string. And if we save that, we should be able to remove this modulus logic and get the same answers. And we do. And then another thing you could do is get rid of this function word and replace it with ES6 syntax and use this fat arrow like this. Same thing. Well guys, that's it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Peace. See you next time.